It's a quiet and calm evening, but I want to talk about something interesting. So let's talk about the recent acquisition that we heard Sony made of Housemarque Games, which is very exciting, very cool, and it also confirms one of my latest videos that I made of the possible acquisitions that Sony could be making in the future, and Housemarque was at the top of that list along with Bluepoint Games, which also got leaked out to be part of the acquisition that Sony also made because the Japan account for PlayStation accidentally posted the wrong image when trying to announce Housemarque Games as a PlayStation studio. So yeah, it's really interesting. I'm really excited. I just wanted to talk about it, acknowledge it, especially because I made a previous video on this YouTube channel talking about that and predicting it would happen. So I'm really excited that it finally did happen. It just made so much sense. I mean, like, when you think about Housemarque, you thought PlayStation. They've made games all the way back, like PS3, maybe even before that. They just have such a long history. They made so many games for them. And also, fun fact, Housemarque Games made the first game to ever have trophies on PlayStation history. So when you think about it, they've been part of the PlayStation family for a long time, and it's just really exciting. Now, what I think is very interesting, also like adds even more excitement to this announcement, is the fact that Bluepoint Games has also kind of been part of this thing. So obviously, as I said, it wasn't supposed to be like revealed the same day, but Japan, like, PlayStation messed up right there. So yeah, it's really interesting because PlayStation has never really announced two studio acquisitions at the same time, and this time they really haven't. But it already happened. Like, it's just probably like a matter of days, maybe a week, until they announce it. So it's just really interesting because it seems Sony is getting very I wouldn't say aggressive, because they were very specific about, sorry for the for the ping, but they were very specific about specifying that they're not making an arms race about buying all those studios with Microsoft. They're not racing Microsoft so who can buy the most. Obviously, Sony will lose that kind of race because they don't have that kind of money. So but it's really interesting that they've bought two studios when before they would buy one, and then it will be years and years and years before they buy another one. So just for reference, even if we count Bluepoint, even though it's not official yet, as an acquisition, that's only 3 acquisitions in the last decade. Sony really isn't messing around. And before this, Insomniac was the only acquisition in a decade. That's just crazy. So Sony really doesn't do acquisitions that often. So yeah, it's just really exciting to finally have, a new studio to welcome to the family, even though they've kind of been part of the family for a while. Just now it's a little bit more official. Also, more exciting things due to the fact that they now, are officially part of the PlayStation Studios family. PlayStation can safely invest into the studio, grow them, make them bigger, make them make like higher quality projects. That before, it wasn't safe for Sony to do that, because if Sony, for example, funded the studio to become bigger and larger, what if like they just went off and did their own thing and ditched Sony, or if like Microsoft or some other publisher just bought them? It's just not a smart business move that you wouldn't do with anyone besides your own studio. So that's a great benefit of just buying the studios, especially smaller teams like like Housemarque, who just recently left the arcade games, arcade small type of games. You know what I mean? For something more AAA, like with like Returnal. So it's really exciting. Right off the bat, as soon as they announce this, we hear that they're expanding. Their next game is going to be beyond Returnal, way bigger budget. It's just really nice to see how Housemarque growing already, and they have so much potential to be something just amazing in the future. And that's what's really exciting about this acquisition more than anything, to be honest. So yeah, Bluepoint Games is also something that we'll probably hear similar details like about them whenever we hear officially about it. They're probably also gonna grow that studio more. We know that they've made really impressive work in the past. Their remaking ability is just like second to none right now in the industry. They're just like amazing, and that's no wonder why Sony wanted to pick them up. But Sony has so many like franchises that are just like from the old days that, you know, would be probably nice to experiment with Bluepoint, see if people are, you know, still interested today's age. So but I know many of you probably will be very interested in hearing like maybe Bluepoint making their own game. So that's where I especially see Sony helping out a lot. So if Sony buys Bluepoint Games, I can see them growing a second team so that they can work on their own original game and something that, you know, they design themselves, something that they don't, you know, just take somebody else's work and remake it for people. So that's really exciting, you know, to probably have like in the future a first party Bluepoint games where they remaster great games like something possibly like Metal Gear Solid. And you know, also on the side another team that's doing their own, you know, original IP. So I'm really looking forward to hear more details about that in the future. Maybe when they, like in the next few days, maybe next week or whatever, whenever they make it public, they do say that, hey, by the way, with Sony, we can now make our own IP. So that's really exciting. And before I do close this video, I just wanted to kind of mention real quick that there's a possibility that maybe Housemarque and Bluepoint isn't where Sony stops for studio acquisitions. Now, you guys have seen the video. I'm gonna link it right here so you guys can see it again and check. I have timestamps for like the different studios that I mentioned in the video, but maybe some of those other studios that I mentioned are still up for grabs for Sony. So something like Arc System Works, that's one that's, you know, I'm hearing a lot about, and not to say that I have inside information, I really do not, but it's something that I've been hearing from people that could know maybe. So some people are saying that, you know, Arc System Works is a possibility, and I honestly tend to believe it, simply because Sony would probably benefit a lot now that they are trying to do those fighting games tournaments with Evo and all of that. So yeah, it sounds really exciting. Also, like, that would be my personal favorite if Sony were to do like fighting game studios right now. WB Games kind of situation kind of backfired on me because like recently after I made that video, it was kind of it came out that they're not really gonna sell anymore. They only sold one like mobile studio from WB Games, but aside from that, they're not really interested in selling more, at least right now. So maybe in the future they change their mind, but for now it looks like a studio like Rocksteady or NetherRealm are off the table. They're not being sold, which is good. You know, it's good that they stay together. Family belongs together. So yeah, I mean, like I said, hopefully maybe we can hear something about like Arc System in the future, and we already know Bluepoint is coming. What else can happen? I don't know, but maybe there is a third studio that Sony can announce. So let me know what you guys think. Leave your opinions in the comments down below. I'm really excited. I just wanted to talk about it with you guys for a little bit and chat. So yeah, make sure to leave a like, share the video, and thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.